Boot, 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 bobbing along.
I'm Stuart.
And I'm Emmy.
We're child-free after infertility and newly living on a narrow boat. We're sharing our adventure here and you're welcome to join us.
Hello, today you're joining us on our way to do some chores and meet some friends.
We're setting off on Thursday morning, a little anxiously, because when Stu turned on the engine it cut out briefly and it was doing the white smoke again.
Stop smoking now.
Yeah, it has stopped now. And we're almost immediately going to stop for water. Stu's put a beautiful new blue rope on. Please ignore our disgusting floor. We could have done all of this at Cow Roast, but because we were passing this water point almost immediately and we were worried in case
Cow Roast is busy.
Yeah, it's busy, and what if other people were queuing up for that water point? Basically, doing this here while it's empty means we don't need to worry about whether there's space at Cow Roast, because we can always carry the cassettes back to the services, but water we need to be moored at it.
We can go down the lock if we
You're not on camera, sorry, hang on.
We can go down the lock if we need to and just wheel the cassettes back. So
Better safe than sorry, that's what we thought.
yeah.
That felt slightly odd, because normally our water tank goes boom when it's full and just overflows, and we have to fill the kettle to make sure it goes down enough so we can put the lid on, but there was no boom. It did a small overflow and we turned off the tap and then it wasn't overflowing anymore, but we think it is full. I guess weird and concerning that it's behaving differently than usual. Plus the engine, I think we already mentioned the engine cut out when Stu started it this morning. I hope this isn't the curse of birth instead, just because we're heading in that direction. It is pretty cold and rainy.
Right in the face.
Okay, full reset done. Bins, recycling, toilets emptied, water. So now, first lock of the cruise.
Just coming back through Dudswell now. We had a nice little rainless period, but it started up again. It's a good thing to practice, just like keeping still on a canal, because I mean I'm veering off now towards the towpath side. So what I need to do is go forwards, throw my rudder over so that I start turning. She's opening the lock now, so it doesn't matter so much. But yeah, it's weirdly quite fun to do, even though it sounds and looks really boring.
Okay, that's Dudswell locks done.
Yeah.
It's raining again.
Is that our last locks?
I think so, as long as we moor before the next one.
Yeah.
So let's see. We might moor after that one, I think, because then it will be a shorter walk to do the laundry.
Yeah, I'm just aware that there was never many boats moored along that section.
Oh, okay. In my mind, I could see them.
No, it was like 2 or 3.
Okay. I just drove the boat for a bit. And I did okay.
You did a good job. Yeah.
Although I couldn't see a thing. I've just wiped my glasses, but I couldn't see anything.
So we're either getting in back here or we're going down the lock. What do you reckon?
I think we're going down the lock, you know.
Yeah, I think we're going down the lock.
Okay, we've got a spot, and it's not the same place in Berkhamsted, which we're considering a cursed spot. I just don't want to repeat that breakdown spot. So here we are, just outside, well, sort of in Berkhamsted, but not in that spot. Still pouring with rain. We're hungry, we're going to eat lunch, and then we're going to go do the laundry. What a difference it makes having the right clothes though, because I'm warm and dry. I think Stu is as well. We've got waterproof coats on, waterproof trousers. I've got hiking boots on, Stu's got wellies on. Stu fully was just jumping in a giant puddle, but I didn't have my phone on me, so maybe I'll get him to jump in a puddle again because he looked like he had a great time.
Ready?
Yeah, that's quite a silly little...
So much regret.
Oh, there was no regret the first time, was there?
I didn't hit really, only very lightly puffed in my face the first time. I'm glad you got that one on film.
Off we go to do the laundry. Stu insisted he didn't need the trundler and they could carry that all the way to the laundrette. And I kept saying, we're only meters away from the boat, do you want to go back? And he said, nope, it's fine, it's fine. He's just decided to go back and get the trundler.
Well, we just set off to do the laundry. It's later than I would have liked. It's gone 3 o'clock. In fact, it's 3:30. And I was getting a bit impatient and set off all Billy Big Kahunas like, oh, we don't need the trolley, let's just go. Started marching down the towpath. It's further back into Berkhamsted than I remember. And we're currently in a funny little spot where there's no other boats. It's not a bad spot, but there aren't any other boats, and actually if we'd have just gone a bit further there are plenty of moored boats if we'd have gone one more lock. But we are where we are. We're probably about 20 minutes walk to the station, so it's not too bad. But yeah, I made a terrible mistake. So now I'm going back to get the trolley, because I'm an idiot. It's quite a pretty little spot if you ignore the industrial estate just there. And she looks pretty.
Laundry done. Just on our way back to the boat. Bit of drawing to do, bit of getting cozy and watching TV to do, and then we're in London tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are you feeling better now, Stu?
Yeah, I am a bit.
He was a bit grumpy about leaving the trundler behind and having to go back for it. This looks rubbish on the camera, but I was delighted and surprised to open the curtains and see the snow. It's Friday morning, I'm feeling stressed about work. So this little bit of delight is good. Good morning on Saturday. The plan was to cruise this morning, well, cruise today, but this is what we've opened the blinds to. Ice. Didn't even feel that cold. Well, that's actually very thin ice that's melting already. Second luck already. Well, I just walked from this lock to this lock thinking I should set it up, but it's already set. Sunk boat still there. Well, we think this is lock number 5. I think Stu's pointing at the sunk boat still being there.
My new white rope is working out really well for keeping us pulled over to one side. You can just put the throttle backwards slightly and it just stays where it should be. It's grand. This is lock 7, which is pretty good going. It's only 20 past 1, so we've got 3 more locks to do. There's a little stretch once we get to the other side of Hemel, to Berkhamsted. The locks spread out a little bit more, but not a huge amount, so not doing too bad.
When you're heading towards Hemel from Berkhamsted, most of the locks will be set against you, because due to leakage they have signs on saying to leave them empty, which is great when you're coming back up.
Both hitting the point of tired now. 7 locks down, I think. Not 100%.
I wonder what this is for. Stu sent me on foot to see if there was anywhere good to moor, and I think there might be. And we're moored. We're about half an hour's walk from Hemel Hempstead. And I can't remember if I've already said, but basically my friend Frances, who is the one that talked me into the idea of living on a boat, and lives on a boat, but we haven't managed to cross paths yet. And she is heading to Hemel Marina to black her boat this week. So we have headed back to Hemel and hoping to meet up with Frances.
I'm just laying on the floor for 5 minutes. Look, there's an upside down Emmy. That was a surprisingly tiring cruise.
And the boat's a mess.
And the boat's a horrible mess. We'll get there. But then we pulled ourselves off and Emmy blamed it back. To round out our weekend, we were visited by our friend Hobbs, who now lives on a boat up in Scotland, and we went for lunch with Francis and Gary, who we had been travelling south to see, which was lovely, and we got to try out their electric scooters. Emmy was better on it than I was, and our friend Hobbs, who rides a bike, was way better than both of us.
Today.
First go, perfect.
Oh my god, he's got it first sight.
She's got it.
Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your patience. We have switched to fortnightly videos for the moment, as that we just have quite a lot on. We will see you in 2 weeks. Bye bye.